Here to the booth, Eric Bedard going on the DL. They bring up a new catcher. But what we want to talk about here today to get started, Felix Hernandez in position again to truly be a stopper for this ball club.
Well, and that's what you need an ace for. He's the Cy Young Award winner when the Mariners came back off their last road trip. It was a tough road trip, and so they come right back. They get the Marlins, and Felix Hernandez takes them out and does a spectacular job. Exactly what you want, Dave, what you're talking about. Stopper, give the club an opportunity to win the game. They still have to score some runs, but you have to feel pretty good with Felix on the mound. If he brings this type of stuff out against the Braves offense today, they should be in pretty good shape.
And hopefully he'll be able to get off to a good start. He's had his struggles early on in the game, but once he gets through that, the Kings Court in session here today. What's he got to do against this Braves club, to which he swung the bat pretty well the last couple of nights?
Exactly, and I think following Pineda, he gets a real good idea that they are going to be on the fastball. For Felix today, I think his changeup and his ability to throw either his curveball or his slider for strikes is going to be the difference. These guys like to hit the fastball. Felix has a good one because of the movement that he gets from his fastball, but I think his off-speed pitches are going to be a key.
And again, you hope he avoids that hiccup inning early in the ball game. Jen Mueller's going to have more on all the roster moves that have been made in the last, 20 minutes or so. That's coming up a little bit later, but we get you ready for first pitch action. We'll take a break and come back here to Safeco Field. Ready for action as we wrap up the series with the Atlanta Braves. Mariner baseball, first pitch, straight ahead.
Brought to you by Banner Bank. Better ideas, better banking. By Quest. Quest is becoming CenturyLink. CenturyLink, your link begins here. Find out more at CenturyLink.com/link. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, inviting you into the mind of Mencia. Comedian Carlos Mencia, August 6th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. Hi, friends. Angie Mentink here. The Atlanta Braves and the Seattle Mariners getting set for the finale. We had one roster move, and then we just found out recently that we had another. But first things first, let's take these things one at a time. For that, we connect with Jen Mueller.
Well, Angie, we saw a gutty performance last night from Chris Jimenez, who strained his oblique during batting practice and then was pressed into service when Miguel Olivo got hurt midway through the game. he was able to finish the game, but not able to do much more. He goes on the 15-day DL today. The Mariners forced to make a move to get somebody else in the dugout and behind the plate today.
Good. We got put Jimenez on a DL. We got Josh Bard in here. He's and he'll be catching today. Olivo's getting an MRI as we speak. I think he's going to be okay. The way he felt last night, talking to him late and talking to him early this morning, I think he's going to be okay. But we want to make sure he is, just what we're dealing with here, and go from there.
We do not have results of Miguel Olivo's MRI, but just in the last 30 minutes, the Mariners have made another move, recalling Jose Yepes from Tacoma. He is Josh Bard's backup and placing Eric Bedard on the 15-day DL with a sprained knee. So that is the latest move. Yepes is in the dugout. Saw him just a couple of minutes ago. He will be wearing number 35. Eric Wedge talked about the need for Felix Hernandez to be the stopper and the ace tonight. Derek Lowe counters for the Braves. It is game 3 of the 3-game set coming up next on Root Sports.
Nothing like crossing Royal Brome. Then you get into Magic territory as you get onto the grounds of Safeco Field. Baseball on tap this afternoon. Little matinee action here in Seattle. It's the Braves and the Mariners in the finale of this series, and the Mariners trying to salvage a game against the National League East Ball Club that is second to the Phillies, 4.5 back. Dave Sims and Mike Flowers and the Root Sports crew. Let's take a look at the Atlanta lineup that will be going against Felix Hernandez.
Okay, thank you, Dave. And Schaefer leading things off. He has a lot of speed. Want to keep him off the base. The story in the series so far, Brian McCann. 7 hits in the series, including a home run. He'll be the DH today. Freeman with a home run. Ugla with a home run. A couple of guys getting their first starts. Conrad hitting 6th, and David Ross will hit 7th. Numbers on Felix Hernandez, a 3.19 ERA, already 121 in the third innings pitch for Felix, 118 strikeouts. Opponent's average just 227.
You look at Felix's profile. Hey, here's a look at the defense, Mike.
Well, Picaro getting a start out in the left field, and on the infield, Adam Kennedy will be at third base. Justin Smoke over at first. And then Josh Bard, that's right, Josh Bard just called up today. He will do the catching this afternoon.
First pitch. Called strike to Jordan Schaefer. Let's get a note there that Felix, home plate umpires Paul Emmel, Rob Drake at first, Gary Darling at second, Bruce Streckman at third. Felix in the month of June has pitched well enough to be 5-0. He's got a 3-2 record, a 3.19 ERA. The two losses at Chicago left with a 5-1 lead. Here against Philly left with a 3-1 lead. And Schaefer quickly dismissed. Strikeout number 1 for Felix Hernandez in the King's Court. They're digging that.
A nice start for Felix, and this is why he's the ace of the staff, the Cy Young Award winner. They've struggled against the Braves. They need a great outing from him, which is what they needed when he pitched against the Marlins, and he delivered. 8 innings pitched, just 1 earned run, a couple of walks, and 10 strikeouts.
Jason Hayward. Hayward 1 for 4 last night. 1 for 4 in the first game of the series in which he led off. So this is the second game in a row. Back to 2. Thing you want to be on the lookout for, Felix Hernandez. We've had some innings with him where he's had 20, 25, 30 pitches, and it's been that, as we call it, the hiccup inning, and then he straightens out and he's ready to go.
And typically it's been either the first or the second inning that he's done that. For the most part, he's kept the damage to a minimum when he's thrown over 20 pitches in those innings. That's a nice pitch on the outside corner. His changeup at 89 miles an hour. I think that's going to be an important pitch for him today against the left-handed hitters of the Braves.
2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck out the first 2 men. King's Court. Early dividends here at Safeco Field. 2 down.
This is a hard breaking ball after the changeup, throws it down and in. Hayward right over the top of it.
First start for Felix against the Atlanta Braves. Brian McCann, he has been a do-it-all hitter for the Braves. 4 for 5, 2 runs batted in last night. Big 2-run single in the 7th. A couple of nights ago, solo home run in the first. He went 3 for 4. 2 runs scored and an RBI. Backhanded by Smoke. Nice clean inning here for Felix Hernandez. 1, 2, 3 go the Braves. Nothing across for Atlanta. The Mariners coming back. Glad you're with us on this afternoon tilt from Safeco Field. Tomorrow, San Diego Padres come in, and that'll wrap it up for this year. Take a look at the Mariners batting order for today.
And for Eric Wedge here in this day game, Ichiro, of course, will lead things off. Then it'll be Brendan Ryan, Kennedy, Smoke Ackley. The story, though, comes with Jack Cuss getting a start yesterday. Hits a home run, a double, and was robbed of an extra base hit late in the game. Figueroa getting his first start in the series. He will hit 8th, and then Josh Bart, just called up today, will hit 9th and do the catching.
Veteran Derek Lowe on the mound. This is his 7th start against the Mariners, his 21st game. 5-4 with a 3.30 ERA. This was the Dodgers back in 06, the last time the Mariners saw him.
And Derek hasn't changed much over the years. Heavy sinker, throw a slider. Look at his innings pitched, 95 2/3, 71 strikeouts. Opponent's average 259. The object for the Mariners hitters, try to get the ball up in the zone. If he gets the low strike, it consistently stays down there, you're going to see a lot of ground balls.
Ichiro strikes out. Tony Gonzalez talking about Derek Lowe. He's been a hard luck guy, sort of like Doug Fister. He's not got a lot of run support. He's not won a game since May 6th.
A lot of speed in the outfield for the Braves with McLeod, Schaefer, and Hayward. On the infield, Chipper Jones out today. Conrad will start at third base. Freddie Freeman, the first baseman, and David Ross will catch as McCann moves to the DH.
So Derek Lowe.
There's the ratio.
Yep. Not a surprise there after watching him. Boston and the Dodgers. Now Atlanta. Brendan Ryan. To the strike. Since his last win, Lowe 0-3 with 5 no decisions. Beat the Phillies back on May 6th, went 6 innings to get the W there. Brendan Ryan, 2 runs, 2 for 5 last night. 1-2. Speedy recovery to Chris Jimenez.
Yes.
We had we were as curious as you folks at home were as to why he was trying to punt late in the game last night with a couple of men on and 2 outs. He was in a clubhouse talking to Doug Fister. Here's the 2-2. Punch shot to the shortstop. Gonzalez puts it away, and Mike Brumley said, "Hey, I was watching the replay. You guys, I could tell you wanted to save it more than you did." I said, "Well, it was a curious at bat." So I see Chris. I said, "Dude, what was up?" He says, "Pulled my oblique." I said, "Really?" NBP pulled it, and it hurt like the dickens. Goes to Rick Griffin, the trainer. "What do I got?" "Hey, I got an oblique. Give you some stuff for it." So he figures, "Hey, I know I'm catching tomorrow. I'll be able to go." And Olivo's an Iron Man. No problem. I won't have to get pressing the surface. What happens? Murphy's Law. Boom. So we look at Adam Kennedy.
Yeah, and I think with that, you have to give them both a lot of credit. Olivo, I'm sure, knew the situation with Chris, tried to stay in the game.
Yep.
Wasn't able to do that. And then Chris is, doing what he has to, ends up going into the game pressing service and did everything that he possibly could, but just wasn't able to swing the bat. You give both those men a lot of credit for their effort last night.
And the guy who would have been the emergency catcher, you are going to be looking at him right there, Adam Kennedy. He was not thrilled at the proposition. He had never done any catching. He was volunteered for the job. And he said the last time he caught, he caught between innings. He warmed up Brandon Lee. And he said he threw a couple of his power sinkers, about broke his hand. So Eric Wedge was saying, can you imagine the high anxiety he's going through these last few innings last night? No, there's Gmo can't go anymore. You're it, pal.
Rooting hard for him to stay in the game. Probably in between innings. You're doing fine, Chris.
Yeah, good to see you, baby.
It's all working out just fine.
Yeah, it was good.
Hey, I've been there. I know exactly what he was going through. It's a tough situation. But I'm sure if duty called, he'd have put the gear on and gone back there and done the best that he can.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Gonzalez throws out Adam Kennedy, and the Mariners are gone 1-2-3 in the first. No scores. We move to the second inning here at Safefield Stadium. Felix Hernandez on the mound. Tell you what, the costume store is doing some great business. And today's Larry Hernandez gets the big turkey leg. What a tradition. That's getting going here at Safeco Field for Felix's starts. He's got a name tag of Larry. There's Freddie Freeman going right into the King's Court with a foul ball. And no sharing either. But it was funny. Last time they were going to, he says, you're supposed to pass it around. Remember last week the two girls said, no, I'm good. I'm good.
I got to be on board with them.
I'm good. 1-1 to Freddie Freeman.
Pass it up here. Dan Wilson's with us. He had a light lunch. Just get him something else to eat. Danny, you up for it? Put a little Tabasco on there. You'll be all right.
Oh, boy. Dan Wilson joining us. Good to see you, Dan. How are you?
Good, Dave. How are you?
Doing well. Good to be back. And last time we saw you on it, we had you on air. Mike and I were busting on you pretty good down in D.C. You were in the air conditioning. You were hermetically sealed up in the booth in Nationals ballpark. Did you enjoy the experience? We manned up. We showed our man card that day.
You did. And you know what? We put up a sign for Rally Fries, and we got nothing. Unbelievable.
Inside to Freeman. But how about the catcher story last night? Miguel goes down. Jimenez has to gut it out. He can't swing. Mike and I are looking at him like, dude, what was that?
Yeah, you know, it's unbelievable. And you said it. I mean, gut it out. I mean, that's really all he could do last night was gut it out because oblique injuries are painful.
You've had one, right?
Yeah, I've had a couple. And same way, I did it in batting practice.
Right.
And he did it in batting practice and throughout the whole game had to play with that thing, and it's just really just grit your teeth and go.
When Ramirez got on, remember he pinch ran last night? He said, I played against him, and I knew he was going to go, and I'm sure he took off, and that's why he didn't make the throw down to second base, and the kid did have an unbelievable jump, too.
Well, he did, yeah, and I think eventually the Atlanta Braves were able to pick up on that. So it's a tough situation to be in, Danny, but you just do the best that you can, right? Just try to keep the ball in front of you and get through the inning.
Freeman on a 3-2 pitch, singles to left.
Yeah, I think that's the tough part about those injuries is it affects every aspect of your game, especially behind the plate, and not just your hitting. You know, we saw him not able to swing, but it affects your throwing, it affects your blocking because it's all that part of the body where you're trying to twist and turn yourself, and boy, he just. What a great job by Chris.
And thank goodness on the throw from Ichiro where he picked up his fourth assist, he throws out Hayward. Thankfully, there was no collision there.
Yeah, and, looking at the replay, I don't know how he did. I mean, that's a similar motion to hitting. He had to catch the ball, come back down hard. It was a big play in the game at the time, and he just full-on effort by Jimmy last night. That was
I think a lot of times on a play like that, Dan, or any play when you're out there and you have an injury that you're playing with, a lot of times you go through it and you make the play and then feel the pain immediately after, and hopefully the repercussions isn't that you're going to be out for 3 or 4 days because of it.
Yeah, I think that is the key. That's exactly what happens. Is you can get yourself through it, but it is the pain, and not only that, Mike, but it's the continuing damage that you're doing as you're playing, and hopefully that didn't happen last night.
Here's the other thing: those guys are seeing it too. Like you mentioned.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
Of course they are. And I think that's another reason why they had to get Olivo out of there. If he's okay and it's a day, 2, fine. But you leave him in there even though he wants to stay. Sometimes you have to yank guys out too because the next thing you know you got him on the DL or he's out for a long period of time. And that's the one thing you do not want.
No, and he's done Miguel has been such a cornerstone back there, not only defensively but for the pitching staff. And so you got to make sure you do everything you can to protect that.
1-2 to Dan Ackley. Freeman aboard. First hit of the ball game. Shattered bat. Smoke puts it away.
Dave, there was a time when I was the backup catcher.
Right.
And just so because you're talking about Adam Kennedy and knowing what he is feeling. We were playing a game in Detroit, and Danny was the everyday catcher, the backup catcher. I can't remember if it was Marzano or Kruger, Chad Kruger. But I showed up the ballpark, and one of those two guys, whoever it was down that day. And it was one of those cold days in Detroit. Oh. Danny, how'd our conversation go?
Mike came up to me and in no uncertain terms said, Danny, don't pull. You got a bad thumb. Don't give me the thumb thing today. You're in there for 9. I'm not going back there to catch.
Yeah.
So I know exactly what Adam's talking about.
And Adam's the happiest guy in the world to have Bardo up here, Josh Bard and Jose Yepez. I mean, he's got to be thrilled. And I talked to AK beforehand. He said, man, these guys, all those guys in the bullpen, all these starters have great stuff. You know, about broke his hand with his thumb with League with that heavy sinker he's got. Plus all the movement he got with Felix. That was the last thing he needed. Line drive, left field. Figueroa's there. 2 outs.
Yeah, that's a great point, Dave. I mean, Mike and I were talking about this earlier. I mean, you've got guys on the mound for the Mariners that know what they're doing. Their stuff's exploding and it's electric, and it's not like you can just put anybody back there to catch that stuff. And
it's not like you're in your sandlots,
Tough assignment.
And the other thing with it too is you take a look at Yepez. He just was called up also with Bedard going on the deal. But the other thing about it too is when I was doing it, Dave, I actually went to the instructional league and showed up to spring training with these guys, so I had some work in.
Roger put you through it, right?
Roger Hansen. Yeah, and I wasn't a catcher, but I can at least defend myself back there. Where with Adam, he hasn't done it at all.
Right.
That's tough duty.
Yeah, man, Adam's been a middle infield guy, at least at a third baseman. You've had rockets hit at you.
Yeah. Sometimes I needed a chest protector down there, but
did you have your own set of gear, Mike?
I did. I did for a period of time, and then once I made the club, I threw it away because I never thought I'd need it again. So actually, when on the one inning that I had to catch, when Dave Valley, I went in and Val came out of the game, I had to put Val's gear on and use his glove to go catch in Cleveland. It's unsettling, but I faked it for a while. I had my own gear and all that. I looked like a catcher for a couple of weeks until they told me to put it away, which was the happiest day of my life.
Absolutely. You got a professional behind the dish here in Josh Bard, that's for sure.
Talk about that a little bit, Danny, with Bard having catch Felix. They just called up here. Obviously, he's caught him before, and what he's gone through today.
Yeah, I think obviously came back from Vegas and not a lot of sleep. I mean, he's riding some adrenaline right now. There's no question about that. But I think the good news for Josh is, like you mentioned, he's had a chance to catch Felix. He was up with the team a lot last year, and he's been around this pitching staff quite a bit. He knows the guys. He's not coming into a cold situation, so that's going to be very helpful. But having said that, he hasn't seen these guys at all this year, and I think that's he's kind of got to get caught up to the paces on how these guys are throwing, and that's where Miguel's going to come in handy. And hey, Bardo, this is what to look for with Felix today.
Something happens in the fifth or sixth inning, you still have your gear down in the dugout, ready to go?
Mine?
Yeah, yours. We're getting down to it.
1-2. Swung on. Bard's going to throw it on the first. I got to talk to Jason Phillips. Dude, are you ready? Because he might have been the next guy, right?
That's right.
Come on, Philly, you got to come out, pal. We got to activate you. Come out of retirement. That'll do it for the Braves. No scores. We go to the home second. At the ballpark. Pitching tomorrow need rally fries. All right, a little inspiration for this young guy pitching in his game. I like him, a little get up. I like it.
Good luck tomorrow.
I like it. He's got the Harry Potter glasses and the Larry Hernandez goatee and Burns. Nice. Here's Justin Smoke. Ground ball to the second baseman, Ackley. Throws out Smoke, and Smoke's struggling. 0 for his last 18. Chipper Jones was asked about switch hitting, power hitting, and how Justin Smoke compares to the third baseman, DH, for the Atlanta Braves.
Oh, I see a guy who's more of a power threat. You know, I think, you know, the ability to hit from line to line and be able to hit 300, that's something that I've taken pride in since the day I was born. You know, I never really worried about the home runs. The home runs came when I least expected it, when pitchers made mistakes. He's a guy, I think, who's looking to do ultimate damage from the time he steps in the box.
Chipper Jones, good conversation with him yesterday. What a good fella. He's got his own outdoor show. He does some hunting, fishing. Here's Ackley. And Ryan Langerhans down in Tacoma, who came up in the organization with Chipper Jones, involved in that show as well. 1-2 to Ackley. Dustin 1 for 4 with an RBI single in the 7th last night. Going to hear more from Chipper Jones. We're talking about Justin Smoke and how they met. Pretty unique story. Full count to Ackley with 1 out. Jack Cust on deck. And Ackley works a walk. Walk in the ball game. Brings up Jack Cust. Guys, how great was it to see Cust come up, first pitch swinging, with a man on in the second inning, get a double, and then his next at bat get a home run after sitting for such a long time.
Yeah, and the thing that I liked about it is he continued to work. It has to be frustrating. He's a guy that's been around and he wasn't playing at all, but didn't pout about it. You know, kept his attitude the way you'd like to see it, helping the other guys, and then finally gets an opportunity to play again. And he made the most of it, and that's what you want to see, Danny.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for him, you could just, you know, you can just see that sense of relief and just the ability to be able to contribute at some point, and that had to feel really good last night.
It's just like I said, Mike. Yo, bro, I got one, bro. I got one. I got one.
No doubt about it.
Robbed of another one. Look out. Throw down and back safely. Third home run for Jack Cust. Second here at Safeco Field. 2 for 4, 2 RBI night. And he started this game. It was his first start since June 14. Back behind 1-2. He's 1 for 7 career against Derek Lowe. Lowe is a veteran. 15 years in the bigs, 21 years as a pro. 3rd season in Atlanta, 7th in the National League. Part of that Red Sox 04 championship.
Did you break him in, Danny?
Yeah, he was a young pitcher when early night. Well, I guess it was more like mid to late 90s with the Mariners. Yeah. Good sinker. You know, you look at this first time through the order here, and not only is he trying to size up what Mariner hitters are going to do for him, he's trying to size up the umpire back behind home plate too. He's the guy that's going to have to live on movement and hitting the corners and trying to figure out what kind of a strike zone he's going to have today.
He's trying to stay consistently down because that's where he wants to pitch, and hopefully if he gets a few of those strikes, maybe he can open things up down there and help himself out.
Runner goes. Strike 3 call. Tag applied late. Stolen base Ackley, his first. So another first. We've got a chance to witness for Dustin Ackley, his first stolen base.
Feet first slide. A lot of times when the ball bounces down there, it'll be just enough as that glove comes up to make the catch. You have to bring it back down to put the tag on it. That's usually the difference in throwing a guy out or him being safe.
And that was in ultra mode. It was close. And good job by Gary Darling to get that right. Wedge has got a problem here with old plate umpire Paul Emmel. He's going to get run here. This body language doesn't look good. He's backing him up. He may already be gone.
Emmel has a reputation of tossing guys quickly, and I think it came from the third strike that he called on Jack, and Jack was chirping a little bit. And the one thing I can tell you this is, as Eric's letting him have it, is you don't want to hear from the bench. Well, then keep your head out of the dugout too. Something set him off, and I missed it when we were watching the replay.
He clearly is gone. I didn't see the sign, but he's getting his money's worth right now with 2 outs and a runner at second. Gary Darling coming out. I mean, Wedge is wearing him out.
And the fans appreciate it.
And how about...
He's got some fire in him, I'll tell you that.
And I like the way he positioned. He positioned so he couldn't walk away from him back to home plate. He cut him off at the pass and got right in his grill.
Here's the pitch. This is the pitch. Jack didn't like it. He thought the pitch was down. Emmel rings him up. Jack said something to him, probably asking if it was down or not, or disagreeing with Emmel in some sort. And then everything else happened after the fact as we were watching the replay. Dustin Ackley stealing second.
The second ejection of the season for Eric Wedge. Here's Franklin Gutierrez.
And there was that strike down low that you were talking about, Mike, right down on the bottom part of the strike zone.
Fly ball, right side, getting out of play. Yeah, we're in replay. I didn't see it, but when you can see Wedge's whole body was stiffing up, ready to brawl.
Like Jack Cuss survived it. He's over on the railing inside the dugout, so that's a good thing.
0-2 to Goody. Drive to deep right center field, going back Schaefer. That kid can run. It does a good job covering. They were shading towards right center, and he makes the catch. That'll do it for the Mariners here in the second. Minus a manager, the Mariners are no score. Cloudy but comfortable day here in Seattle. Felix Hernandez off to a good start with 3 strikeouts through the first 2 innings. Nate McLouth will lead it on. Nate pops one, short left field. Peguero coming on. Big man makes a catch. Gets a couple of divots, please replace. Boy, good acceleration for a guy 6'5", 245.
That big swing, had to wait a little bit, and then comes in. Nice sliding catch from Peguero. Takes up a lot of turf. Bob Christopherson will have to take care of that one. Yeah, guys have a day off tomorrow. He'll patch that one up.
I tell you what, they're so good they may do it between innings.
You're right.
There's Alex Gonzalez. Boys, it looks like Felix is locked in early.
It does. 31 pitches for Felix, 22 of them for strikes.
And 2. Mariners have handled Alex Gonzalez. He kept his 0 for going. He's 0 for 17. He get 0 for 18. Another strikeout for Felix Hernandez, his 4th strikeout. Jack Cuss got called out on a strike as Ackley tries to steal and does get second base. Listen to what happens. That's it, you're done. And I know you folks at home have a good imagination. You can fill in the blanks for the remainder of that conversation. And so we had to do some very careful editing of the truck. It was a...
Eric ended up getting his money's worth.
That he did. I tell you what, he showed excellent ring generalship, cutting off Elmo, not allowing him to get back to home plate when he wanted to. Top of the order in Jordan Schaefer.
Well, add to that, Davey. He stayed just long enough, too, where Darling had to come all the way in from second base, but didn't get a chance to do anything because he left at the perfect time.
36 pitches for Felix. 26 of them for strikes.
That rooting section, something special, boy, I tell you. Got the strikeout. He strikes out 2 here in the 3rd. They give him 5 for the game. Felix is dealing. He's given up just 1 hit. So Eric Wedge, he'll watch from his office. He and Paul Emmel had a little set to, and Wedge was dismissed. And the Mariners and the Braves, no scores. Carlos Piguero to lead it off against Derek Lowe. Carlos Piguero, chatting with him at BP yesterday. I said, how many bats have you gone through in the last few games? He's gone through 20 bats.
Wow.
Yes. And an alarming rate. He's behind 0-2.
There's been a lot of bats breaking just in general.
Yes. He's the club leader here.
He's making Louisville Slugger happy. Another order.
Press 9 to speak with your representative.
What model did you swing, Glove?
I started off with a P72
P shooter.
Ended up going to a T141.
Garrow's gone. Third strikeout for Derek Lowe.
Finished with an M343.
You're going to decipher that in a minute.
Sure.
AT&T trivia question. 155 players have played left field for the Mariners, most of any position. Which position has had the fewest all-time players? Now, we're not counting pitchers. We're talking about shortstop, center field, second base, or catcher. Which position has had the fewest all-time players? Here's Josh Bard, slicing drive down the line. That is a fair ball. Ground roll double. Bardo in his first time up in 2011 here at the big club with the double to left. Good for him. I'll bring up Beecher up. Josh down at Tacoma hit .301, 2 home runs and 41 runs batted in.
Can you give me the list of positions again, Dave?
Shortstop, center field, second base, catcher.
I don't know how to go on this one because talking to Curtis about this question, he didn't tell us the answer, but he said he was surprised by the answer.
Beecher get that runner over with now 2 outs on the ground out.
You can't trust that from Curtis, though, Dan.
I know it's throwing me all off.
I'm gonna just take a dart and throw it at second base. It's the gut reaction. I have actually no reaction. I'm just taking a shot. Not basing it on anything.
I'm going to be true to my position. I'm going to take catcher.
All right.
The fewest?
Ryan trying to pick up a run here.
So you had Hendu, Ken Griffey Jr., Mike Cameron, pretty good run of center fielders for him, and then Franklin Gutierrez. I'll go center field.
Okay. Check swing 95323. Fans text in your answer. Ryan lined out to the shortstop. First time up. 2 balls and 1 strike to Ryan. Derek Lowe's got 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. Felix Hernandez, he's got 5 Ks, no walks. Both men have given up a hit.
Brendan's getting a steady diet of sliders from Lowe.
Derek Lowe with the Mariners back in '97, 12 games, 2-4 record, a 6.96 ERA. And then Ryan's aboard. Second walk issued by Derek Lowe. And that'll bring up Adam Kennedy. Adam last night 1 for 4. First inning was thrown out trying to steal a bag. It was the first time he's thrown out all season. He's now 6 for 7. Breaking ball for strike 1. Bounces shortstop, first time up.
Mike, Derek Lowe looks like he's really using that backdoor slider a lot to get ahead, staying on the outside corner there with the backdoor slider, and then running that sinker off there too.
Out off his foot, 0-2.
And I think the key to whatever he's going to do, again, Danny, is something we talked about earlier, and he has to keep the ball down. So far, he's been able to do that.
0-2 pitch. More often than not has been the sinker.
44 pitches so far for Derek. See how many sliders, only 45% of the pitches have been fastballs today.
The Mariners, without their manager, Rick Wedge, ejected for the 3rd time, I'm told, 3rd time this season. 1-2.
Tough series for catchers. Tough 24 hours. A couple guys got eliminated, and then Eric Wedge, former catcher,
Yep.
ejected as well.
making up for it with your presence here, sir. 2-2. Look out. So Bard with a ground rule double. Moved to third on the ground ball by Ichiro. Adam Kennedy trying to pick him up with a big 2-out RBI base hit. Ryan's at first. Wow, strike 3 called. Jarrett Lowe rings up his 4th K. That Mariner threat goes by the wayside. No score. Third Safeco Field. Afternoon contest.
Happy birthday. Great to have you out at the ballpark.
18th birthday.
And joining in the King's Court.
Took us 6 to take that. I don't know if you want to advertise that one, but it's a good sign. Grandma, what's that? Is the Braves #1 fan. Yeah, the Braves are a national team all those years they were on TBS. Cable TV exploded in the late 70s. Here's Hayward. And they're going to get him on this ground ball to Ackley. That's at the court now. So 1 out for Felix Hernandez. 5 strikeouts, no walks. Giving up just 1 hit. Ray Freeman with a base hit in the 2nd inning. Here's Brian McCann with the damage he's done the last 2 nights. He's moved up to 5th in the National League in batting average. Started today at .317. This kid can really swing the bat.
Yeah, he's had a good series and does a nice job behind the plate.
Lost a lot of weight. I remember he had LASIK surgery. Seeing a lot better. 2-0 from Felix. That was hammered.
I would think for a guy who's a catcher in the National League to be thrown in as a DH today is probably doesn't know what to do with himself between innings there because it's
ice his knees maybe.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. Either that or you say, hey, this is how the other half lives.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't have to do it again, but it's a nice one-time thing.
Yeah.
I think it's smart, though. Give him a day from behind the dish. You have to keep his bat in the lineup as hot as he has been.
Swing and a miss, and McCann goes down. That's a half dozen strikeouts already. We're in the 4th inning. Quick 2 outs here. Nice tumbling action on this pitch from Felix. And it gets by McCann.
I'm amazed by him. I'm trying to think of somebody, but as hard as Felix throws at times, 95, 96 miles an hour, Dan, but still gets that great movement on his fastball. You would almost think with his velocity times he would throw through the sinking action, the running action of his fastball, but it consistently moves away from the left-hand hitters and hard in on the righties.
Yeah, I think that's what you saw right there with McCann. That 90, it was about 95 on the outside part of the plate, and you're right. It's just running. It just keeps running away from that left-handed bat, and when you're throwing that hard with that kind of movement, that's a pretty good combination.
Swing and foul by Freeman, who's behind 1-2. Good-looking young hitter. I don't know if you saw 2 nights ago, the ball he hit for home run center field. Tattooed it. 1-2 pitch. Off the fist, that'll drop in for base hit. So Freeman 2 for 2 going to left field both times. Celebrate the best of the 80s. Turn back the clock night. Safeco Field. It's coming up this Friday. Mariners and Padres. Turn the clock back to 84. And they're going to wear the retro uniforms. And you fans, you're encouraged to wear your 80s best. It'll be a costume contest from 5:10 to 7:10 p.m. Plus, the first 20,000 fans get this Mariners Vice poster, thanks to Seattle Magazine. Miguel Olivo and Justin Smoke. Go to mariners.com/tickets for more info. There you go on the right-hand side. He's got a wedge step. Both of those guys, I like it. So we got a nice little thing going here. The King's Court, you got Wedge's mustache, the Twitter account. Those boys are always firing out some witty things. A great tradition of Goose Gossage and Craig Stadler, the golfer.
Nice block by Bardo there. Slider down and away from Ackley and about the left-hander's batter's box. Nice play by Josh. Keep that runner at first.
See how Felix goes after Ackley. Bottom falls out 1-2. Ackley's been getting his home runs. Got one last night. Still below the Mendoza line. Freeman back. Ugly wants that fastball middle in. One-two down low. Ugly, when you watch him swing, it reminds you had those softball hitting guys here
before the game.
Before the game, we were launching upper deck. A couple guys almost hit one out in left field. But that's almost his approach. I want it middle in, get that barrel to it, and just swing real hard, get those hips wide open.
He struggled with his average this year at 177, but he does have 12 home runs.
Runner goes. Ryan, he gets to it. And Ugly beats it out. Base hit. Nice play. Ryan does a heck of a job on that play.
Well, because of what you were talking about, he's playing way over in the hole and has to range back up the middle. Tries to get rid of it quickly. Just can't get enough on the throw.
Third Atlanta hit. 2 by Freeman, now 1 by Ugly. There's Brooks Conrad. Switch hitting third base. Flied out the left his first time. 46 game. Conrad. Chipper Jones doing the bulk of the work at third base. Up the middle. Can't get it. Freeman rounding third. He'll score. Ugla to third. First and third. Atlanta Braves lead at 1-0. Brooks Conrad with his 9th RBI. That's 3 consecutive hits now against Felix Hernandez.
And for Felix, he gets a couple of ground balls. You see the movement on that fastball moving away from Conrad. Unfortunately, both ground balls find the hole at the middle, resulting in a run for the Braves.
I'll bring up David Ross, the catcher. It's the 19th game for Ross. He's down a bunt. It's a good one. Felix throws him out. Nice play. Curious, first and third lay down a bunt. Felix makes the play. Atlanta gets a run. 1-0 Braves. Mariner baseball here on Root Sports from Safeco Field in Seattle. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Dan Wilson joining in. And check out the Hit It Here Cafe. The Long Haul Bombers. These boys can put on an exhibition. Look at this rocket. Bang, zoom, and crack the sign. How about that? A couple of the right-handers. One right-handed guy almost left the park.
Hit It Here Cafe, and he did.
Yeah, but on a couple of right-handed guys almost left the yard on the left side.
Felix almost got smoked warming up for the game, too.
Smoke, ground ball. Second time he's grounded out to second. And Dustin is in a slump. 0 for his last 19. Dustin Ackley. Walked and stole a base, his first in the big leagues back in the second inning. Derek Lowe with a 1-0 lead. Atlanta put together 3 straight singles. In the fourth, the RBI by Brooks Conrad for the 1-0 lead. Live on those edges.
Yeah, he's certainly nibbling corners, and that's what I love about Dustin. He's done so well since being up here, but he's got a good eye at the plate as well, and he's going to wait for his pitch.
Drives one to center. Schaefer calls off Hayward, makes the catch, quick 2 outs. AT&T trivia question: 155 players played left field for the Mariners, most of any position. Which position had the fewest all-time players? Mike Flowers went with B. I went with C. Dan Wilson went with D. The fans went with B. Survey says D, catcher. Dan Wilson, everybody. Second base. The new catcher's coming up.
I wonder if they counted me as one of the 61.
You are counted as one of the 61.
All right.
1-2 now to Cust. Called third strike. Which led to the ejection of Eric Wedge. Third time this season. So Cust behind 0-2. Here's the 1-2. Gus can keep it going, get the edges from swing. Two and 2 to Cust. Oh, third, second time he takes a called third strike. Derek Lowe turned 38 years old on June 1st, dealing. He's got 4 strikeouts and a 1-0 lead. Nice. Nate McLeod, Alex Gonzalez, Jordan Schaefer, 8-9-1 against Felix Hernandez here in the 5th. One 1 and 8. Nice sliding catch by Peguero in left field, took a base hit away from him. Two and 1. Felix with 6 strikeouts. Giving up a run on 4 hits. Has not walked anybody. 2-1. On-deck hitter Alex Gonzalez. First walk issue. Leadoff man's aboard here in the 5th for Atlanta. What is the greatest moment in the rich history of the Major League Baseball All-Star Game? Join the Midsummer Classics debate. Go to MLB.com/moments to cast your ballot. Boy, there's going to be lots to choose from. So many big home runs, great pitching performances. Bo Jackson down in Anaheim, led off the game with a home run against Rick Rush. Monster drive, straightaway center field. 71 game that Mike and I, we talked about that in Detroit a few weeks ago.
forget the Randy Johnson, John Crook interaction in Texas.
I saw that replay the other day. Crook, taking his shirt like,
oh man, helmet backwards.
What was your experience like in Philadelphia in '96?
It was it's from beginning to end. It's an incredible experience, and just walking. I mean, for me, just walking into the clubhouse.
Sure,
it's just amazing. We got creamed.
Is that right?
I think it was a 6-0 game or something like that. And I remember Piazza putting one in the upper deck off of Charles Nagy, and a couple other homers.
That was at the Vet.
It was at the Vet.
Yesterday, Chipper Jones and Val were talking about the game here in '01, and Val was the one that got, I forget who the pitcher was, but he was warming up. He caught the ball, the home run that Cal Ripken hit, gave it to Val, and Val walked it into Cal and gave it to him. And he said, when you look at the pictures of Cal holding up his trophy in his right hand as the ball, the home run ball, and Dave Valley had just given it to him. Runner's going to take off. McLeod is speedy, and he's in safe. A wild pitch. There's the plaque commemorating what Cal Ripken did in his final All-Star game. That was some moment. Chipper Jones said he was here, and he talked about how he says he was one of my guys. You know, he says I was a big shortstop coming up just like Cal in that tradition. He said to be here and watch him hit that home run against me was breathtaking.
That was a great 3 or 4 days here in Seattle. Weather was perfect. A lot of fun.
That 3-1 pitch coming. Fly ball right field. Backs up Ichiro. Clough tags, and he'll make it easy. An 0-for-2 day for Gonzalez, but he moves McLeod to third with one out. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Top of the order, Jordan Schaefer. Retired Gonzalez, he's 0-for-9 on the series, 0-for-19 streak he's on. Field up close, bunt shown, and bunt foul behind home plate.
Looks like maybe a safety squeeze was on there.
Foul didn't move from third. Just waiting to see if Schaefer's able to get it down. At this point, I don't blame Schaefer. Felix has punched him out twice. Been able to get him with some hard sliders down and in.
With a guy with some speed at third base, the safety squeeze is, if the bunt is bunted well, it's almost an indefensible play.
0-1. And that gets away. Another wild pitch, and McLeod will ease home. 2-0 Atlanta. Another wild pitch.
It was like a hard slider that ended up getting away from Felix. We talked about him punching Schaefer out with a couple of them down and in. And this one is down at his feet. That's a tough block, huh, Danny?
That's a very tough block. You know, when you got that left-handed hitter there, it's tough to go up underneath him, and that ball was well into the batter's box.
And out in front towards home plate.
Yeah, I mean, Schaefer had to get out of the way because it was right at his feet.
Base hit up the middle. Schaefer's aboard. Base stealing threat, 8 out of 12.
This is just another ground ball back up the middle. Last 3 base hits that Felix has given up have been ground balls up the middle of the diamond. I'll have to keep an eye on Schaefer over at first. Get a chance to see Bard throw.
Schaefer's the Braves' leading base stealer. Look at Jason Hayward. He's 0-for-2. A strikeout and a ground out to Ackley at second. left-hand hitters hitting just .216 against Felix Hernandez this season. He's a double play ball right here. Two guys that can really run, though. It's going to have to be right at somebody. Two and 0. First 3 innings, Felix no runs on 1 hit with 4 strikeouts. And now here in the 4th and 5th, 2 runs on 4 hits for Atlanta. Two and 1, Jason Hayward. Crowd here on a Wednesday afternoon. Mariners have tomorrow off. Then the San Diego Padres come into town. Friday, Saturday, Sunday games. The Mariners go to Oakland for 3, Angels for 4, and then it's the All-Star break. Today is the midseason part of the schedule. This is game number 81 for the Mariners. And game number 42.
Mike, you can see Josh Bard as he's setting up, doing whatever he can to keep an eye on the runner himself, because it's a left-handed hitter in the box. You just can't see that runner over at first base. Can't tell if he goes. You got to really rely on either the bench or someone out on the field to let you know he's running. You see him setting up, trying to get out of the way of Hayward so he can see the runner.
Runner goes. Pitch taken. Throw by Bard. Not in time. Stolen base. Schaefer, his 9th. Pitch was a ball, so the count is run full to Hayward.
I think because Josh, it was a tough pitch to throw on. In my mind, Danny, it looked like it was a breaking ball that was back over. He had to reach for it backhand side. He could still get rid of it in pretty good shape. Tough pitch to throw on, though.
Payoff pitch. Down low. Second walk of the ball game. Second of the inning.
We were talking about that with the runner over at first, the left-hand hitter. What are you doing? You're just trying to create some sort of angle to where you can see a little bit as Carl Willis comes out and has a conversation with Felix.
Yeah, you got. I mean, I think you want to be able to see yourself what kind of jump the runner gets, and so you angle yourself any way you can. You try to get. In Bard's case here, he kind of went to the outside part of the plate, and you're right. The throw looked like it was maybe more on the inside part of the plate. Kind of held him back a little bit before he could throw. Still got off a good throw, but. Yeah, you want to see that runner go. You want to see what kind of jump he's got, and when you can't, it's not a good feeling. So you do what you can.
It's a danger zone you didn't want to get into here. 1 out, 2 on. Best hitter Brian McCann. Off Felix's hand. That'll load him up unless he gets McCann. He does. Catches a break.
Well, it looks like he's okay.
I think McCann was fooled, so he didn't hit it all that hard. But you hate to see the pitcher throw his bare hand up there.
Which is what Felix does. Right hand, he sticks it up there. I thought it was from our angle. It looked like it was going to kick further away from the mound. Felix, a good athlete, is able to recover and get back in good shape to throw McCann out.
Got a good grip on it, too. Nice play. Still not out of the woods because Freddie Freeman is 2 for 2. Couple of base hits to left field. He's got a run scored. Strike 1 to Freddie.
Starts him with a good changeup. I'm sure that Felix will try to make just some quality pitches on Freeman. You have Ugla on deck, the right-handed hitter. He has first base open right now.
Nice dig by Bard. 1-1.
That's one of the things that the Mariners are lucky. They've got all their pitchers really pretty good athletes out there on the mound. A nice play by Felix there, but even top to bottom, they got some athletes. They made some nice plays.
Doug Fister covers really well, so does Vargas. And how about Pineda made a couple of nice plays last night. 1-1. Breaking ball for strike. Felix in the first 3 innings, 1 hit, 5 Ks, no runs allowed. The last inning and 2/3, 2 runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 1 K. 1 and 2 here to Freeman for runners in scoring position. Limit the damage. Pitch. Another one up the middle. Base hit. Schaefer and Hayward score. 4-0 Atlanta. Freddie Freeman 3 for 3 now with 2 RBI.
Felix gives him a changeup and a breaking ball to get ahead of Freeman, and then comes back with a fastball on the outside corner. Freeman's hit the ball the other way a couple of times. This time he drills it back up the middle. Solid base hit for Freeman to drive in a couple of runs.
We talked about the hiccup inning in the first, second inning. Well, 4th and 5th. Problematic here, particularly this inning. 7th hitter to the plate. Here's Dan Ackley to the strike.
And Felix's pitch count has jumped up on him. That last pitch was number 80 for Felix.
Pitch number 26 coming up. Strike on Ackley. Couldn't hold up. Trying to get out of it right now, urging on their hero. 0-2 here to Ugla. Down to third, Adam Kennedy to Ackley, and that'll do it. 3 spot on the board here in the 5th for Atlanta. Braves have a 4-0 lead. Bottom of the 5th. Enterprising Mariner fans continue to impress here in this homestand. Franklin Gutierrez looks at ball 1, trying to break an 0 for 9. Fly to center field back in the 2nd inning. No runs, 1 hit given up by Derek Lowe. They get 2 hits. A throw and duck special. That'll break up the 0 for 9. Let's check in with Angie Menton.
All right, guys, thank you very much. You know, the Mariners and Felix Hernandez down 4-0, but you would absolutely never know it out here in the King's Court. Meantime, for our Sterling Savings Bank score, James Shields on the mound for the Rays hosting the Reds. 2 on Ryan Hannigan. Tattoos 1 into the left field stands. That brings in a couple, puts Cincinnati up 3-0. They hold on to win it 4-3. Dave, back upstairs.
All right, Angie, thank you much. Texas at Houston later. Washington at the Angels later. Here's Carlos Peguero, struck out on 0-2 pitch. Swing. He's back in the 3rd. Drive deep left center field. Schaefer calling off McLeod, and he cuts in front. McLeod was ready to go. Tagging is Gutierrez, and he's in the second.
It's like Carlos trying to do the right thing, gets a running fastball away from him, hits it off the end of the bat, doesn't quite cover it. See the outfielders converging on each other. Schaefer trying to take charge, the center fielder, but a heads-up play by Franklin Gutierrez to tag up on that and get himself in scoring position.
Yeah. McLeod plays a lot of center field, used to getting everything, and you got another speedy guy out there. Both of these guys playing type A today. And we'll chat after the play was made. Here's Josh Barr. Ground rule double to left. Finds a hole. How about Josh Bard? Here comes Goody, and he'll score. Mariners are on the board. RBI single for Josh Bard, just called up from Tacoma this morning. He's 2 for 2 with an RBI.
Josh Bard ends up getting the RBI single, but I think Braves first baseman Freddie Freeman's kicking himself a little bit right now. Then the infield swung over, and it looked like Freeman maybe had an opportunity to make a play on this. Bard gets a pitch in the middle of the plate, hits it hard through the right side of the infield. As you take a look at Ugla diving for it, Freeman looked like he was in better position to maybe make a play.
There's Ichiro. He homered last night, first time since mid-September last year.
Heads up play by Franklin Gutierrez, tagging on that as the Mariners have run.
Yeah, that's good base running. Well, I think he saw the two outfielders converging and knew there was going to either be a collision or a tangle up, and took advantage of it.
The nice thing about that, too, is when the outfielder Schaefer spins to throw the ball back inside, with Franklin running into second, he has a great angle. If he needs to stop, if it's an accurate throw, he can do that. But when he sees that throw was wide in second, he just kept on going.
There's another base hit through the hole. Bard to hold it second. Ichiro checking in with a hit. Team's leading hitter now has 92 on the season. Time's running out. Continue to vote for Ichiro and your favorite All-Star Mariners for this year's All-Star Game. You can vote up to 25 times online. Mariners.com/vote. Get your vote in today. You can win 4 All-Star Club tickets and a jersey autographed by Felix Hernandez. Vote exclusively at Mariners.com/vote. Hurry, the voting's going to end tomorrow, 8:59 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Get your coach Roger McDowell out. A couple quick words.
Seen a little bit of a different Derek Lowe this inning, Mike. I think with the 4-0 lead, he came out there and said, "Here, I'm gonna stop nibbling. I'm gonna throw a little bit more on the plate, try to get you guys to ground it out." And instead, the Mariners are finding some holes and getting some hits, and
not just that, but they've been elevated.
Yeah.
Saw the replay of the pitch that Bard got a base hit on. Base hit from Franklin Gutierrez. One of the things that Derek has done well in this game is keeping the ball down. Starts getting in the middle plate and elevating it. He doesn't have the fastball he used to, and the Mariners are taking advantage of it.
3 hits this inning after the Mariners went scoreless on 1 hit through 4. Lowe racked up 4 strikeouts against 2 walks. (2-0) to Brendan Ryan.
Jack McDowell used to do that a lot. He would get a lead and he'd just start pumping fastballs in there, and every time you get a little closer, all of a sudden that split starts coming back out again.
(3-0) to Ryan.
Well, you can see Derek here now. He wants that ground ball. He's got first and second. Ground ball gets him out of the inning, and trying to find that lower part of the zone again.
Pitch. There's a strike. Lowe's got a 4-1 lead as he tries to get his first victory. It's May 6th. Since then, 0-3 with 5 no decisions. 3-1.
Mike Lowe uses that sinker on both sides of the plate so effectively. Sometimes sinker is a type of pitch where you can really only use inside to a righty if you're a right-handed sinker baller. But he likes to throw that sinker away to a righty too.
I think that's tougher to handle for a right-handed hitter.
Payoff to Ryan, hit down the line but foul.
The trick with that is you got to keep it out there. If the ball wants to run back to the middle of the plate and you try to go away from the right-hander, that's when you get into trouble.
Make some mistakes with it.
One out. First and second, a run in. Again, the payoff to Ryan. Bouncing ball to the third baseman. Conrad to Ugla. Over to Freeman. Ryan beats it out. So they erase Ichiro. It's 2 down. Let's take a look at the Mariners calendar brought to you by Sleep Country USA. And there it is. Day off tomorrow. San Diego's in town. And then on the road for the final week of the first half of the season. 3 in Oakland, 4 in Anaheim. Good crowd, 30,472. Ball 1 to Adam Kennedy. Adam today's grounded out to short. Taking a call, third strike.
Now with the lefty in there below, he'll try to start that sinker inside off the plate and let it run, try to catch the corner on the lefty.
Now to Adam Kennedy.
Basically hoping that they just give up on that pitch and steal a strike.
Runners at the corners with 2 outs. Pitch in there for strike. Stokes on deck. Eric Lowe, 5 strikeouts, not 4, 5 strikeouts against 2 walks. 3-1 pitch. Speed pitch in there. This is Paul Emmel. Of the 5 strikeouts, 3 have been looking. Two to Kennedy. Jumps on this one and Freeman snags it, and that'll do it for the Mariners. A run on the RBI by Bard, his second hit of the ball game. Mariners leave a couple. They're on the board though through 5. It's 4-1 Atlanta. For Atlanta, day off coming up tomorrow for the Mariners. This Saturday, Mariners trading cards. They're back. Mariners host the Padres. First 20,000 fans. You're going to get this year's edition of the Collector Card Series featuring the 2011 Mariners. As always, we urge you to get to the ballpark early so you can trade with your fellow fans and complete your set. Get your cards today, Mariners.com or any Mariners team store. Felix Hernandez, first 3 innings, no runs on 1 hit. 4th and 5th inning, 4 runs on 5 hits. Walked 2 during that time. He's got 6 strikeouts for the ball game. Here will face 6, 7, and 8. Brooks Conrad, David Ross, and Nathan Plouffe. Conrad 1 for 2 RBI single to center last time. Done a good job pinch hitting for Freddie Gonzalez and the Braves. 276, 3 home runs, and 7 runs batted in. So check out our CenturyLink high-speed pitch. Felix at 94 and Derek Lowe, one-time Mariner at 89. That is a high pop. Ackley takes charge. One out. One out here in the top of the 6th. We'll bring up David Ross. Felix Hernandez working with Josh Bard. All right, wearing a royal outfit. Very nice. It works. And the wave is pretty much right on target. Ross just his 17th start behind the dish this season. Some good numbers though. 300 plus batting average with ground ball down to Kennedy. Plays the hop nicely. 2 outs. Bring up Nate McPlouffe, left fielder. Fly to left, walked in the 5th. Wild pitch to second, tagged on a fly ball to right, to third, and scored on a wild pitch. That's the 2nd run for Atlanta. Drive to left. Figueroa has to give some ground. Nice job. Good reaction by the big man out there. He's made 2 nice plays. Nice efficient inning for Felix Hernandez, taking care of 6, 7, 8 in the order. Zeros posted. It's 4-1 at Atlanta. Bottom of the 6th. And Mike, I think you get the answer to call here.
Marissa delivering the rally prize out to the Kings court today. We have 10-year-old Danny, who's from Redmond. He's actually not pitching tomorrow. But he is Larry Hernandez, and Larry Hernandez always follows Felix Hernandez. So he's the winner today.
I saw that they played that again. They played before the ball game. Most of Felix's start. That is a stitch. Fix that sideburn a little bit. Let him munch a little bit. There you go. Mom's going to take care of it. There you go.
Wardrobe malfunction there.
Well, we can show that one on TV. Justin's a little due. Ofer's last 19. Raymond handles. One out. That'll bring up Dustin Ackley. Mariners a run on 4 hits. They got the run in the 5th inning. A Josh Bart single to right. Josh's 2nd hit of the day. Josh called up from Tacoma with Chris Jimenez being DL'd. Trained Oakley. Jose Yepez is recalled from Tacoma. Eric Bedard on 15-day disabled list. On a hop. Oh, that's a tough break. 2 outs. Might have been able to accelerate through it and stayed on the grass and gone through.
Yeah, I think the pitcher's mound cost him a hit right there. Took all the momentum out of that ball. He hit the ball right on the button, as we've seen him do so many times already, and looked like it just caught the hill and really slowed it up. Give shortstop a chance to get over there.
We're talking about Dan. He's pretty doggone consistent with that. Barrel to it. Not a big swing and miss guy. Here's Cuss. Now he's taken 2 called 3rd strikes. 2nd time Eric Wedge run for the ball game. Three and 0 to Jack.
88 pitches for Derek Lowe.
(3-0). A 4-pitch walk. 3rd walk issued by Derek Lowe. He's got 5 strikeouts. Stay on top of traffic by riding light rail to the airport. For scheduling info, visit soundtransit.org for details. Franklin Gutierrez, he broke an 0 for 9 with a base hit to center in the 5th. Came around and scored on the barred single.
Lowe starts him off with that sinker inside. And Franklin last time up got that fastball away and just spun the pitcher's cap with it. Derek not taking any chances there. He run that one in on his hands.
Scott Linebrink, hard-throwing right-hand veteran. Linebrink pitched 2/3 of an inning on Monday. Down the line, foul ball. So 1-2 to Franklin Gutierrez with 2 outs, and Jack Cuss aboard. Mariners starting today, 3rd place, American League West, 3 behind Texas, 1.5 behind 2nd place Angels. Atlanta, 4.5 behind Philly. I bet Cliff Lee's got given up something like 1 earned run in the last 42 innings. 33 in a row. Little looper that's got a chance. That will get foul. Braves 4.5 behind Philly. Mets in third place, Washington, then Florida. The catcher David Ross going out to talk to Lowe. Lowe comes in with a record of 3-6, a 4.33 ERA. Let's see. Looks like he's holding off Freeman. That's Rob Drake. A little contact there. That's unusual. Posting. Looks like he's posting up. Foul ball. I've never seen that one before.
I don't think I have either.
No, they were wrestling for position there, weren't they?
Scoring for the knockdown.
It's like he was afraid Freeman was going to run right in front of him, so he couldn't see.
Block his view.
Yep. 1-2 to Goody.
Used to have some of the umpires that they don't do it much anymore, but some of the guys used to put their hand on your back. And occasionally you get some of the older guys that
leaning on you.
They lean on you.
A little heavy Dan in about the seventh.
On a hot 98-degree day with matching humidity, right?
That's right. Get your back of your jersey all wet from him dripping on in. I've had some guys, where you get the ball down and away, and you got to go block it, and he kind of gets you a little push, like, make sure you get this one, man.
Because I don't want to wear it,
that's
right?
That's exactly right.
That's funny. 2-2. You don't want to catch some of the, let's say the cruiserweight and beyond type weight guys either.
Right. Oh yeah, no.
I mean, you don't need that. I got gear on. I'm sweating like a pig, and now you're going to lean on me? Down to the third baseman, Conrad goes short way. That'll do it for the Mariners. 6 in the books, 4-1 Atlanta here at Safeco Field. Budweiser. This year, Budweiser will donate $100 to Folds of Honor for every home run hit in Major League Baseball. Visit Facebook.com/Budweiser to see how you can help support our nation's heroes. We thank all of you in service of our country and the armed forces. Thank you so much for your service. First pitch from Felix Hernandez misses outside to Alex Gonzalez. Gonzalez 0 for 2 today. Atlanta with the run in the fourth, 3 in the fifth. 9-1-2. Gonzalez, Schaefer, Hayward. Felix has struck out 6 today. Walked 2. Misses outside. 3-1. Pounded foul right over the head of the on-deck hitter, Jordan Schaefer. Padres coming to town Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Jason Vargas against Dustin Mosley. Doug Fister against Corey Lupke. Eric Bedard, but now a scratch. Be Matt Latos on the mound for San Diego. And there goes the long over by Gonzalez. He was 0 for 2 today. He just broke an 0 for 19. Terry Pendleton, 91 MVP in the National League. So roster moves today by the Mariners. Chris Jimenez on the DL. Josh Bard brought up. Strained oblique for Jimenez. And then Eric Bedard, 15-day DL. Jose Yepez, another catcher, brought up. Once popped up, got a chance. Felix calls, makes the play. 1 out.
Dave, as it turns out, Tacoma has a day off today. It's a good thing because I don't think they'd have anybody to catch down there today.
That's the truth.
Trying to think about it. Probably Tui. Tui would probably be the guy. Tui has Sofa back there.
You got your finger on the pulse of the number 3 emergency guy, don't you?
I have a pretty good feel for it, Danny. To look out for those guys.
One to Jason Hayward, 0 for 2, walk, run scored.
It's one thing to say that you'll do it. It's another thing to have them put the label on you, but yet again to actually go and put the gear on and have to sit back there. Dan. That's the tough part.
That's well hit. One hop to Goody. Taken for 3, and he'll get there. Is Gonzalez. Solid single to center by Hayward. Braves in business with 1 out, runners at the corners. Friday, July 15th, Mariners take on the Rangers, and it's one of the most memorable moments in Mariners history. It becomes a fantastic collectible. First 20,000 fans receive a dual bobblehead commemorating the famous flag moment from the 2001 season, featuring Mark McLemore and Mike Cameron. It's all thanks to Root Sports. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
This next pitch will be 100 for Felix. No action in the Mariner pen.
And it's McCann at the dish. 8 for 12 in this series. A homer, 2 runs, at 5 ribbies. Base hit again. Another RBI. 5-1 Atlanta. Hayward's going to get the 3rd. They'll hold him there. This kid's on fire. RBI number 47 for Hayward, team leader in that category, as well as batting average, hits, total bases, homers, and RBI.
And like most of the hits he's had in this series, the ball is hit hard through the right side. Things don't get any easier for Felix. Freeman coming up next. He already has 3 games and a couple of RBIs in this game. Carl Willis going out and have a conversation with Felix. Looks like Chris Ray getting loose in the Mariner pen, so I'm trying to buy some time for Chris.
You mentioned that ball going in the hole, Mike. The other thing that does, not only is it driving the run, but gets Hayward to 3rd as well. Still only 1 out.
Braves have jumped on Felix Hernandez here. He was in good shape through 3. 1 hit, 4 strike, make that 5 strikeouts through the first 3 innings. Braves the number 2 pitching team in the National League. At 14th in hitting. Putting on a show here today. How good a day is Freeman had so far? 3 for 3, 2 RBIs. This kid Freeman's a bigger version of Brennan Bosch with Detroit. Bosch a little bit faster, but this kid's a little bit bigger. Really, he's got some pop.
It's funny, you've kind of seen his approach today against Felix. He first couple times up, wasn't afraid to get jammed. He got a couple hits, jam shots to the left side, and then his third time up, had him sized up pretty well, hit that solid single up the middle for a couple RBIs.
Yeah, the fastball, but it was away from him, Dan. It was on the outside corner, but it was easier for him to get the barrel to it. That jams him again.
Ackley goes to Ryan. Slump for the inning-ending double play. And another run put on the board by the Braves here in the 7th. An RBI single by Brian McCann, their all-star catcher. It's 5-1 Braves.
Today's Tracer Technology is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports, being brought to you by AT&T. By Budweiser, official beer of the first inning. Great times are on deck. Grab some buds. And by Jack in a Box. For a limited time, Jack's really big chicken sandwich combo is back for only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. Derek Lowe turned in a strong performance, boys.
Coming into the game, ERA to 4.33, but today just 4 hits for the Mariners off of him, giving up 1 run. It was earned, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, 98 pitches, 58 of those for strikes.
Leadoff man is Greg Holman, pinch hitting for Carlos Peguero against a new pitcher, left-hander and former Mariner Eric O'Flaherty. Got a nice bullpen. We've seen plenty of it. Sombrell at the back. You got Johnny Vetters. Proctor's done a good job. George Sherrill, O'Flaherty, Linebrink. Pretty good crew.
Allman's numbers, 16 games for him, hitting at .364, 1 home run, 3 RBIs.
One, 2 to Holman. Holman got the start last night, went 1 for 3 and stole a base. We'll move out to left field. Next inning, inside. 2-2. Holman to be followed by Bard and Ichiro. goes Holman, 1 out. Let's check in with Angie Mentic right now.
Yeah, guys, unfortunately, I have bad news for Storm fans. Lauren Jackson's going to undergo surgery tomorrow on her left hip. She's expected to miss 8 to 12 weeks. Bad news came today as the Storm met with President Obama at the White House to celebrate last year's WNBA championships. Dave.
That is not good news for that ball club. Thank you, Angie. What a day Josh Bart's having. Called up, joined the ball club today. The injuries to Jimenez and the dehydration and cramps to Olivo. Starting today, 2 for 2. He's going against Eric O'Flaherty out of the Braves bullpen, which is the best in the National League with a 2.64 ERA. Schaefer coming in from right center. 2 outs. A quick 2 outs, rung up by O'Flaherty, the former Mariner, top the order in Ichiro.
Mike, pretty much a classic outing for Derek Lowe today. Kept the ball down, got that bottom part of the zone working early on. Then he got into a little bit of trouble trying to get ahead of guys and just let them hit away, and then buckled down again when he got a couple guys on and was able to get out of it.
So difficult against guys like Derek Lowe because you know as an offense what you need to do against him, but you have to have some cooperation on his part. And as you mentioned, after he had the lead, he started to elevate the ball a little bit. But up to that point, he was down in the zone. Hope he finds some holes. About it.
Yeah, he's got enough movement on his pitches too, where it's tough to get that ball in the air. When he's down, it's tough.
2-0 to Ichiro. 2-1. He's 1 for 3 today. Give you an idea what kind of day Josh Bart has had. 3 swings. Has made contact on only 4 pitches. Come up with 2 for 3 day. And an RBI. Strike 2 to Ichiro, 2-2. Mariners have left 6 men on here today. 2-2. Mariners left 9 on in the 5-4 Atlanta win last night. Atlanta's 3-1 win on Monday night. They left 5 on. Big number that was Sunday. 2-1. They beat Florida. Left 13 men aboard.
Mike, in your inning of work, did you get any foul tips?
I did not.
You're still thankful for that, aren't you?
I thought it came down to the mechanics of me working back there, Danny.
You just had the right mechanics so you didn't get hit?
I think so.
Were the balls, or were all the pitches outbound?
No, a scoreless inning. Seemed pretty easy to me.
Oh, got him on a heck of a pitch. Awkward swing, fools Ichiro. He strikes out for the 2nd time today. And O'Flaherty, a clean 7th. 5-1 Atlanta. Felix Hernandez, however, he is taking them out here for the top of the 8th, down 5-1. There's Dan Ackley to lead it off. Dan Ackley, Brooks Conrad, and David Ross, 5, 6, and 7. Ackley with a base hit today, 1 for 3. Felix Hernandez, 6 strikeouts. He got them through the first 4 innings. Since then, he has not had a K. 2 walks have come since that 4th inning. Clear demarcation line in the scorecard as you look at Felix's work. The first 3 innings, no runs on 1 hit. Then the next 4, he goes 5 runs on 8 hits. Counts 2-2. Outside. Full count to Dan Ackley. On deck is Brooks Conrad, third baseman. Snagged by Kennedy. Can't hit a ball much harder than that. 1 out.
Ackley gets a fastball right in the middle of the plate, and he hits every bit of it. Hot smash down the third. Good reactions from Kennedy.
Brooks Conrad, 1 for 3 with an RBI. Nice play by Adam down at third base. Under the glove of Felix Hernandez, hit number 10 for Atlanta. Second hit on the day for Conrad. Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports. Being brought to you by Pizza Hut's Cheesy Bites Pizza. Fun starts at only $11.99 only at your Pizza Hut. And by Money Tree. Looking for a loan with more time to repay? Apply for Money Tree Payday Loan online at moneytreeinc.com. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Dan Wilson with us as you look at Chris Ray warming up. David Ross, the hitter. 1 out, 1 on. Just a run on 4 hits for the Mariners. Atlanta struck for 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, 1 in the 7th.
Since the 3rd, Felix has struggled to stay ahead of the hitters. He was so dominant early in the game. He was ahead, making him swing the bat. But the second half of the game, he's been a little more inconsistent with his pitch. We said, seen Josh move around a lot, blocking balls, and just hasn't had the same feel, and he hasn't gotten ahead.
Through 3, the only hit he had given up a leadoff single in the second of Freddie Freeman. Fly ball, center field, backing up Goody. A lot of carry on this one to the track. Just in front of the wall and makes the catch. Pretty good ride given it by David Ross. 2 outs and Conrad back to first. There's Nate McLeod. 0 for 2, walk. A run scored. Ryan McCann with a hit today, 1 for 4 with an RBI. Freddie Freeman's had a heck of a day with 3 hits, 3 for 4 with 2 runs batted in. Conrad drove in a run, and the other run scored by McLeod and a wild pitch by Felix.
Johnny Venters, left-hander for the Braves. Looks like he'll be next up. We mentioned he'll throw in the mid to upper 90s.
Saw him almost have a collision with center fielder Schaefer earlier. He lost a lot of time last year because he ran into Jason Hayward. Not a good idea. Jacoby Ellsbury, when he came in from left field trying to get a short pop in. Adrian Beltre hit him like he was running off tackle for a first down. Ellsbury missed a lot of time last year. 2-1. Felix has evened it up at 2-2. 2 outs and a runner at first. Six strikeouts for Felix, none since the fourth.
.120 pitches now for Felix.
Two to Nate McLeod. Runner goes. Swung on it. Fouled straight back. Off the glove. Bart. Five runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Braves. A run on 4 hits, no errors for the Mariners. Felix trying to put a 0 up here. Pitch. Fouled off again. Coming into this start, Felix pitched well enough to be 5-0 the month of June. He twice left with leads, only to have a bullpen give it up. Two, runner goes again. Here's another foul. This one off lower leg there.
Sounded like he had a piece of that shin guard and maybe some of his foot.
He's got the shin guard with the ankle protector on it too. Looks like he's done some damage down there before.
Well, we've all done it at some point, and it does not feel good.
Kings Court making some noise, hoping for a strikeout. They'll take any out they can get. 2-2 pitch. Runner takes off. Throw by Bard. He's in there safely with a stolen base. Brooks Conrad. For Conrad, his first of the year.
Good jump by Conrad. Good throw by Josh, right on the money. Just wasn't able to overcome the good jump that Conrad got.
Braves are last in base stealing in the National League. They will bang it out.
This will be pitch 125 down for Felix.
Making a 10 pitch at bat. Felix's career most is 128 pitches. As we look at Jeff Datch running the ball club since Eric Wedge was thrown out of the game. Protesting a Jack Cuss strikeout earlier in the contest. Payoff pitch again, number 11, fouled back. See if 127, how meaningful this is here. See if he can get out of it. 3-2 runner in scoring position with 2 outs. He walked him. Third walk, and here comes Robbie Thompson to make the pitching change. Robbie Thompson running the show with Jeff Datz, Carl Willis and company. 5-1 Atlanta. Felix's day is done after 7 2/3. He trails 5-1.
Kwame Casino, Seattle's premier entertainment, gaming, and dining destination. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Sterling Savings Bank. Visit sterlingsavingsbank.com. Back upstairs.
Good look at the anemometer. Here at Safeco Field, pretty good wind cutting. Felix Hernandez does not have a great outing here today, and they let him throw 127 pitches. Fellas, your thoughts?
127 pitches, 80 of them for strikes. 5 runs, 5 earned runs. He's responsible for the 2 runners that are on the bases right now. 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. In 7 2/3, he gave up 10 hits.
Ace on shift to the bullpen brings us Chris Ray. And Chris will be game number 21. That ERA at 5.32. That was in double figures. That was up around 16 early on. He's done a good job over the last month. Swing and a miss to Alex Gonzalez, who broke an 0 for 19. Base hit to left in the 7th inning. Felix in his previous start, as we take a look at the runners aboard. And Conrad at second and McLeod at first. Felix on Friday, 115 pitches in a 5-1 win against Florida. 0-2. And that was in 8 innings. Oh, 2 strikes to Gonzalez. Inning started with Uggla. Hard line drive to third. Base hit and stolen base Conrad. Lost slide to center and a long hit back, but 12 pitches to McLeod, and he walked. That hit him? It did. No, foul ball. I thought it hit him. So a strikeout victim as Gonzalez got the bat. And there he goes, and Gonzalez is not real pleased with Paul Emmel. And final game of this series. Braves going for the sweep as we check out our Banner Bank building to the future for the Mariners. As we get ready for 8th inning action, how about Josh Lukey named to the PCL All-Star team? 2.48 ERA, and opponent's batting average of 220. Right now, it's going to be interesting to see what move the Mariners make. First Bedard on the DL. He was slated to pitch Sunday against San Diego. Not made an announcement, so he'll take his spot on Sunday. Julio Lugo takes over at third base for Brooks Conrad, who had a nice day, 2 for 4 with an RBI and a stolen base. Lugo just joining the ball club. Had been out of Major League Baseball since the end of last year when he was with Baltimore. New pitchers, Johnny Venters, and this is one hard-throwing left-hander.
Look at his numbers, a 1.26 ERA, opponent's average 168. 52 strikeouts in the 50 innings he has pitched.
First hitter's Brendan Ryan. Venters pitched a scoreless inning last night, got a strikeout. Jack Custed a ball deep to right field that was caught by Hayward at the fence. There's base hit. Start here to the 8th.
You guys getting a chance to see Venters in the series already? Brendan Ryan jumps on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Brings up Adam Kennedy. 0 for 3 today. A base hit for Ryan. 1 for 3 for him with a walk. Breaking ball for strike 1. Venters, the third pitcher today for Atlanta. Derek Lowe went 6 innings, 4 hits, a run earned, 3 walks, 5 Ks. O'Flaherty pitches scoreless 7th inning. To left center field, ranging over is McLeod. Holy mackerel, and Schaefer took it away from him again. I thought they'd already had that conference.
And they're going to have to go out to lunch.
Big
Figure
time.
this one out.
I mean, you're looking at an absolute train wreck.
These guys are running a little bit harder this time, it appeared. And
McLaughlin, I got it all the way, and they are very lucky. You mentioned McLaughlin running to Hayward last year. Missed some significant time. Schaefer's the fastest guy they have in the ball club. Here's Smoke. He's fighting it now. Boy, he's 0 for 20, trying to break it. Turn around one of these Venters fastballs. One out, one on here in the 8th inning. Mariners need some runs. Hits. Staying away from Smoke. 3-0. Ackley's on deck. Outside corner, 3-1. Count is run full. Minnesota beat the Dodgers today 1-0. That was up in Minnesota. San Diego leading Kansas City 4-1, top 9. That's in San Diego. Payoff here to Smoke. Action in the American League West. Washington at the Angels, and that'll be starting in about an hour, a little more than an hour. Texas plays at Houston at 5:05 Pacific time. 3-2 again to Smoke. Struck him out. Hemmel directing traffic. Smoke is done. So let's see what happens. Take a look at this on a swing and a miss.
David Ross goes down and in to block this ball, and I think the bat comes back around and smokes him in the head.
Wow. Man.
And I think Emmel's called batter's interference, which means the ball is dead and the runner has to go back to first base. Automatic out on the strikeout.
I think you're right.
2 outs.
I think a blow to the head constitutes batter interference,
especially
don't
that
you?
One. He got the
Works for me.
on it.
Wow, that ball. He's smoking with the bat.
Paul Emmel all over that one. Good call. Ball 1 to Ackley. 2 outs, runner at first.
That's a tough block, guys, for the catcher because he has to go in so close to the hitter, and that's exactly what can happen. And that's why sometimes you'll see guys get a little shy in there when they have to go down and into it to a hitter because that backswing can come back and get you.
Good full protection for David Ross. You wore the traditional batting helmet. He still would have been good there, although you might have felt a little bit on that one.
Yeah, I mean, it protects you from breaking the skin, but the impact, the full impact, you feel it pretty good.
2-1. That'd make you shudder to think about the old days before Johnny Bench brought that helmet out. And you don't even have to go back that far, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, Bench came up, what, late 68, 69-ish, something like that. Ackley gets into one to right field, backing up Hayward. It's gone! A 2-run homer. Justin Ackley, a line drive home run. Makes it a 5-3 ball game. That's his second home run up here in the big leagues. And RBI's 5 and 6. And just like we state, almost every time he's up there, he's getting a barrel on it almost every at bat.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to matter whether it's a right-handed pitcher or left-handed pitcher. He's just going to square it up. This one down the middle of the plate and just right there on the barrel. You can see very little vibration after contact. Not very high. That ball was hit on a line.
Yeah, I thought it was going to come back the way come back down the way Hayward went back on it. Looked like he had a pretty good beat on it.
Well, Benner just kept going at him with fastballs the entire time. He was able to time that one 94, 95 miles an hour and squares it up. Lined it out of here. It looked initially, yeah, like Hayward was going to have a play on it. Carried right over the fence as line break. Get loose again.
354 feet on that home run by Ackley. 3-1 pitch. There's Jack Cust. Aaron's 53rd home run. Team home run. It's 12th in the 14-team American League. Mariners had a couple home runs last night. Ichiro leading it off. Cust with a home run. Kennedy hit a home run in the first game on Monday. Nice little run here by the Mariners. Cust last night, he hit a ball deep to right field, right center field. That was tracked down by Hayward. And Joe Simpson, former Mariner and Mariner broadcaster, a long time now with the Braves, said that was the hardest ball hit off of Venners all year. And Cust goes down swinging. So a couple of hits, a couple of runs, highlighted by the Ackley 2-run homer to make it a 5-3 Atlanta lead. 5-3. A lot of people saw similarities. Justin Smoke to Chipper Jones. How did they meet? Here's Chipper Jones.
Peter Gammons came up to me a few years back, and he said, do you watch college baseball at all? And you know, I'm an SEC guy, so yeah, I've watched some SEC baseball. I'm a huge Gator fan all the way around, and I gotten a chance to see South Carolina play a little bit, knew the name Justin Smoke and whatnot, but he said, now, I never really noticed it when I watched him play, but Peter Gammons, he just comes up to me and he's like, this kid is a clone of you. Switch hitter, blonde hair, big kid, really good player, going to go high in the draft. If you get a chance to talk to him, talk to him. So I asked my agent about him, and he goes, please, I will get you his number. Please talk to him. So
recruit him.
Yes, recruit him to bring him into the stable. So got a chance to talk to him. Seemed like a real down-to-earth kid. Obviously, you know, we got a lot in common being switch hitters. Glad to see his career is taking shape and forming. I really thought that he would be in Texas for a long time, but fortunately for you guys, you were able to land quite a ball player, and I'm sure that he's going to have a fine career here in Seattle.
Nice words from a future Hall of Famer, Larry Wayne Chipper Jones. Peter Gammons, now of MLB Network and New England Sports Network, long-time Hall of Fame columnist covering baseball for the Boston Globe and Sports Illustrated. Like that, the agent said, yeah, sign him up. Him in the stable. Here's Schaefer. Brandon League has one go through his legs. And Ryan throws him out. Brandon, I'm sure, had a flashback to Mike Morris last week in Washington. A little afternoon BLT. Brandon League time at 3:05 Pacific. One out. First Key Bank. Run around the bases coming up Sunday. Mariners and the Padres after the game. All kids 14 and under, you come on down to the field. They'll circle the diamond just like the pros. Get your tickets. Mariners Padres game by going to Mariners.com or any Mariners team store. One out here in the top of the ninth. Jason Hayward, the hitter. First appearance for League since Sunday when he saved the 2-1 victory for the Mariners against Florida. Another ground ball. Ackley with a backhand. Next play. Throws out to Speedy Hayward. 2 outs. Reach home run hit by a Mariners player. Alaska Airlines donates 10,000 miles to our Make-A-Wish Home Runs for Wishes program. Now you can donate your own miles to Make-A-Wish at alaskaair.com. Quick 2 outs. It's a good matchup here. Brian McCann, he has been murdered the last 3 games. McCann, 8 for 13, a homer, 2 runs scored, and 4 runs batted in against the Mariners. One pitch from League. Yellow Levo. Cramping last night, had to leave the ball game. You see him. That's a vicious foul ball. How about this kid right here? Greg Kimbrell. Man, he can throw, and he's been impressive the last 2 nights. Struck out the side 2 nights ago, got 2 Ks last night. 2-1. Ravens at 2-2. Two pitch to McCann. Full count now. 2 outs here in the ninth. Mariners will have the bottom third of the order in the home ninth. Gutierrez, Hallman, and Bard. Freddie Freeman. Pitch from League. Hit it on the button, but Ackley makes a nice play and throws him out. 3 ground balls. Brandon Lee makes good use of his time here in the 9th inning. Work to do for the Mariners. They trail by a count of 5-3 to the Atlanta Braves. Cloudy day, pleasant day, good crowd. Mariners trailing, trying to put on a rally here in the 9th. And Root Sports is looking for the biggest Mariner fans in the Northwest. Throughout the season, we're going to be going state to state to find the most passionate fans in our region. And this month, we want to hear from devoted fans in the great state of Alaska. So log on right now to rootsports.com and show us what you've got. Show us why you're one of the Mariners' ultimate Northwest fans.
You will shave for a rally prize. Well, the Mariners need a rally, and they're going to have to do it against a good pitcher in Kimbrel.
He has dominated over the last 2 nights. 2 innings, scoreless, 5 Ks. Hernandez looks at a breaking ball. You got Mike Karp on deck. He'll pinch hit for Holman. Chopper foul. Goody getting a start today. 1 for 3, runs scored in the 5th. Single to center. And scored on the Josh Bard base hit to right. 0-2.
His fastball will be 95 to 97. Hard slider, 86, 87 mile an hour slider.
He's got a unique stance there, getting signs.
And usually they let their right arm relax and just hang down when they're taking the sign.
Strike 3 call. Boy, that thing ran in. According to Paul Emmerich, got the inner third. Goody didn't like that call. We've already seen Eric Wedge thrown out of the ball game protesting a called third strike on Jack Cost earlier in the contest.
Goes with a fastball on the inside corner. See it running in. Franklin thought that pitch was in off the plate. Paul Emmerich disagreed and rang him up.
There's Mike Karp. To the ball.
Almost looked like David Ross, catcher David Ross there, running the ball up.
He did.
Middle of the plate, kind of climb the ladder on him, but.
Karp, fly ball right field, right to Hayward for the second out. The Mariners down to the last out. Josh Bard has had a good day, 2 for 3 with an RBI. And the Mariners have seen more than they need to see of Craig Kimbrell. He's got something else. Strike one. Oh, 1, the Bard time is called. Here's the 0-1. Now 0-2. Mariners down to their last strike. Braves fans in the building. They grew up watching Braves ball on TV. 0-2. And that bounces up there. Ball and 2 strike. A lot of them doing a tomahawk chalk over on the third base side. Hooted down by Mariner fans. Ball and 2 strikes to Bard from Kimbrell. Dropped out of play. This is an impressive young man. 21 games last year, 4-0 record, a 0.44 ERA and 1 save. And this year, right now going for save number 23. The 1-2 to Bard. Get down low, 2-2.
Josh has put together some quality at bats today. A couple of hits, including a double, RBI single. They're battling.
Those are the Braves fans standing. Pitch struck him out. Game over. 5-3 Braves. They sweep the Mariners. Derek Lowe gets the win. Felix Hernandez got off to a good start. In the middle portion of the game, lost it. He takes the loss, and Kimbrell gets the save, his 3rd consecutive save. And how about Freddie Freeman? My goodness, he had 3 hits and 2 ribbies. Boys, it was all Atlanta these last 3 days.
Not the way you want to go into an off day, but the Mariners will get an opportunity to at least regroup before San Diego comes into town. Felix looked like he was going to be in command of this game early, Dan, and then things slowly started to fall apart for him, and the Mariners offensively just